Today is the long-awaited vape juice tutorial. I'm just going to go ahead and mix up juice like I normally would. I do this about every 4 or 5 months. I make up a whole buttload of juice at one time. I mix it up for both me and my fiance. We mix up a few different flavors of different stuff. I mix up my bulk of juice, which is the finest creme de la creme vanilla almond custard. I get this off of E-Cig Mafia. I get a box of 2 of them for like, I think it's 14 something for 2. Maybe it's 12. I'd have to look. And I get 2 60 milliliter bottles of it at 6 milligrams a piece, 2 60 milliliter bottles. I take these, I take the 2 of them, I cut them in half, and I put 2 in empty bottles. So I make 4 bottles. I add some PG, some VG, some flavoring, and some nicotine in both of them, and I create 4 bottles for the price of 2. So I make my juice last a lot longer. It goes a lot longer, and I mix up. I usually get between 8 and 10 of these packages, so I'm getting 16 to 20 bottles, and I make them into 32 to 40 bottles at a crack, and it lasts me about 4 to 6 months, depending on how many bottles I do. I ordered me 10 of these packages, so that's 20 bottles of juice, make them into 40 bottles, lasts me about 6 months. Then I'm also going to be making a couple of bottles of this Ultimate Lemon by Flavor Jungle. They gave me a little sample packet of it, and I ordered some of their vanilla, French vanilla by the Flavor Apprentice. I ordered a 500 milliliter bottle of this a while back. I also ordered from the Flavor Apprentice, I also ordered some PG, a liter of it, and I ordered a liter of VG. So they gave me also some Strawberry Fusion by Flavor Jungle. It's called their one-shot things, 10 milliliters. So I'm going to make up a couple of bottles of this. Also from My Freedom Smokes, they are no longer in business anymore, but I ordered some bubblegum juicy fruit style flavoring. I ordered some of this a while back. We're going to make up a couple bottles of that. We have some cotton candy flavoring that I got from My Freedom Smokes. We're going to make up a couple bottles of that. And we're going to make up several bottles of this vanilla butternut flavoring from My Freedom Smokes that I ordered a while back. Flavoring's good for about 2 years or so shelf life. So this is hitting up on final shelf life on this. So we need to use it up. Nicotine's good for 2 years if you keep it in the freezer. I ordered some of this from my Perfect Vape is where I got my nicotine from this time around. It's 100 milligrams per milliliter, max PG, 4 ounces. So it says best by November 24, but it's good for 2 years if you keep it in the freezer. But I just got this in the mail today, but it's a 4-ounce bottle. I have 2 of these. I think they ran, I don't know, I'd have to look. I think they were like, I don't know, I'd have to go look. Hang on a second. These were $12.49 for 2 of them. The nicotine was $12.99 for a 4-ounce. The PG was $16.99 for a liter. The VG was $17.99 for a liter. And the 500 milliliter of French vanilla was $29.99 for the flavoring. The other stuff was from My Freedom Smokes. Are no longer in operation. And these little mini ones here I got for free as a gift for buying from my from Flavor Jungle. So that is pretty much a lowdown on the prices. Bottles I just keep after I finish using the juice in them. I throw them in a box, and then when I get ready to use them again, I rinse them out real well and use them for next time around. So you just hang on to your bottles and you can reuse them. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This is going to be a long one. I'm going to fast forward through a lot of monotonous carry-on, but it's basically the first part of it's going to be I'm going to mix up my juice, which is just taking these bottles, opening them up, and taking 30 milliliters out of each one and putting 30 milliliters in an empty one. So there's 30 milliliters in each one of these bottles, and then we'll go through the EJuice calculator and figure out how much PG, VG, and nicotine and flavoring we need to put in each one of the bottles because it is pre-mixed. So we're about to do some calculations in order to figure out how much we need to put in each one. So there will be some calculations that will need to be done, and we'll get through that, and we'll go ahead and let me get this set up on the table. I'm going to go ahead and put half of these bottles in the other bottles, so it'll all be set up. So I will have 40 bottles on the table with a half, which is 30 milliliters, in each bottle of the pre-made juice that I got from E-Cig Mafia. So let me go ahead and get that. I'll show you a little bit how I set that up, and then I'll pause the video and get it all set up, and then come back and show you how I put everything in with the EJuice calculator. So let me put you down here on the desktop and get you started here. It seems like a lot, and it really is. But I just open up the bottles, take them out, have them all here. I have a 30 milliliter syringe with a big tip on it. This is what you have for a turkey baster. You need something thick and wide in order to get the VG. Otherwise, you're going to be really struggling to get the VG out of the containers. And I usually put the VG in last so that I can just fill it up and not have to worry about it. But if you put the VG in before last, you're going to need something very thick to get the VG through. Something thin like this is going to be a struggle, and you're really going to have a hard time getting that VG through. But I have a 10 milliliter syringe for the smaller measurements and a 30 milliliter syringe for the other measurements. This also has teaspoons on it, but if you do the easy measurement of figuring out that there is 5 milliliters per teaspoon, that's an easy measurement to remember by. So we'll have those to the side for when we need them. But here we're just going to go ahead and get this all set up. Need a pair of good vinyl or latex gloves, because when you're working with nicotine, you do not want to get that extra nicotine soaked through your skin. It will soak through, and you can get nicotine poisoning very easily when dealing with your juice. So put you on a good pair of gloves, and here we go. We're going to go ahead and line these up. Well, here we go. We're already messing up. Okay, stick your syringe in. Hold it to 30 milliliters. Put it in the first bottle. Okay, I'm going to not spare you the process here, but I'm going to go ahead and fill up the rest of these bottles halfway, and then I'll come back and let you know what's going on from that process. Okay, I have all 40 bottles filled halfway with the premixed juice from E-Cig Mafia. So it is 6 milligrams of, I think it's, what is it? I think it's 70 PG, 30 PG, I believe. Let me look on the box here. I'm pretty sure it's 70 PG, 30 PG, 30 VG. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah. No, 70 VG, 30 PG. Right here on the box. 70 VG, 30 PG. I like mine a little more than more PG than VG, but it is what it is. So I usually put a lot more PG in than VG. So it equals out about 50-50 by the time I get done with it. So I'm going to lower this down. I'm going to go on my desktop to the EJuice Me Up calculator. Okay. Now, I can't show you what I'm doing, but I have done a tutorial on how to use this before in my past. You can look on my YouTube videos on how to use the EJuice Me Up calculator. The nicotine strength that I have is 100% and it's PG. And it's 100 milligrams. My nicotine target strength, I'm going to put in here 3 milligrams because I want it to be 6 milligrams, but the nicotine that is already in here is already 6 milligrams. So I want it to be 3 milligrams because I want to add 3 more to it because it's already halved. So it's half in each one. So I want to add 3 more to it to make it 6. Amount to make is 60. No, amount to make is amount to make is 30 because we have 30 in it already. So the amount to make is 30 because we already have half in it. The flavoring we have is is vanilla, French vanilla, and it's 0 PG, 0 VG, 0 VG, 0 PG. And we want the flavoring to be 20% because it already has percentage in it. And we want the target nicotine to be 70 PG, 30 VG. Going to hit the calculate on that. No, that's not right. That's better. 6 milligrams on the nicotine strength because there's 6 in it already. So we want to match it to what it has. So it's 6 milligrams. That's better. That's what we want. Okay. So we want 2 milliliters of the flavoring. We want 2 milliliters of the nicotine. And we want 20 milliliters of PG and the rest of VG. Yeah, that's right. So we want 2 milliliters of PG, 2 milliliters of flavoring, 20 milliliters of PG, and the rest in VG. Okay, so since this one is too big, we're going to go with this one. And I have 2 of these. And go with the flavoring. Okay. You're going to have them grouped so that you can keep track of them so you're not misplacing who you put one into. And you're going to go right down the line. You're going to put 2 milligrams in. I need a better light. Let me put this light on. Okay, that's better. Going to go 2 milliliters in each jar. There's a flavoring. Okay, now the nicotine. I'm going to mix this nicotine up really well. And you want to be careful when using this nicotine. Do not spill it. Do not get it all over the place. Wipe up your workstation after you mess with the nicotine. Wipe off your syringe and stuff. That way you don't come into contact with that again by accident. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the PG. PG was 20 milliliters per bottle. will be to the 4. Now the VG. And I usually don't even measure the PG, I just top it off. Matter of fact, I think I'm just going to pour it. Maybe not. That might be good. Not a good idea to deal with all the bubbles in here. Okay. Once you have the PG, the VG, the nicotine, and the flavoring all added into your bottles, now it's time to recap them and shake them a little bit. This is where you want to be extra careful and make sure the caps are on tightly. And I'm going to change gloves because these are all full of everything. Change gloves. Of course, my hands are all sweaty, so these are going to be bare to get on. Cap them, shake them up, and I have this little container here that I put them in. Put them on here. Recap them. Make sure that they're on tight. You don't want to start shaking them and then have the juice go everywhere. Now I'm going to instill the help of my trusty companion over here, Jerry. You want to come help me, Jerry?
I don't want to be on there. I don't want to be on there.
You don't want to be on the internet?
No.
All right, well, we're going to pause the video while we do this because Jerry just wanted to be on the internet. So we're going to fulfill his wish. So we'll be back in a minute. Okay, I got my next 30 bottles set up here. It's all going to be 6 milligrams. They're all going to be 6 milligrams. It's just going to be different flavors. Toss up between juicy fruit bubblegum, cotton candy, vanilla butternut, strawberry, and lemon. Everything else is going to be the same as far as measurements on the flavoring, on the nicotine, on the PGVG, and on the flavoring and stuff. So it's all going to be the same. It's just going to be just a different flavoring. So we're going to go ahead and do everything the same on all the bottles except for the flavoring. We'll do the flavoring last. So we're going to go ahead and run up the EJuice meter calculator. And we're going to run it at 100% PG, 100% milligram per milliliter at 6 milligrams, 60 milliliter bottles. We're going to go with 15% on the flavoring. 50 PG, 50 VG. We're going to run the calculate on that. And it's going to run at 3.6 milliliters on the nicotine, 21.9% on the PG, 25.5 on the VG, and 9 milliliters on the flavoring. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to run as many bottles as we can with the remainder of nicotine I have until we run out of bottles or until we run out of nicotine, whichever comes first, and then run with that. So we're going to go ahead and do 3.6 milliliters per bottle on the nicotine and see how many bottles we have left out of we have a 4-ounce bottle left and about a fourth to a third a bottle left of the other bottle, of the full bottle we had. So we're going to run that out and see how far we get. So we're going to go with the smaller syringe because we're going to do 3.6, right? Yeah, 3.6 on the 3.6. So it'd be 246, 246. Hang on, let me get my marker here. Mark on this exactly what it's going to be so I don't get confused. 3.246. So I mark on my syringe so I don't get confused as to where it needs to stop on the syringe. Or it needs to stop. Mark on my syringe. And let's shake this up real good. And let's get pumping. Hang on, let's mark the one further down so we can do 2 syringes per guinea wonkus here. So that'd be 3.6, that'd be 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6. 4, 6, 7.1. No, we'll just do the 2. Okay. Well, I have an itty bitty little amount of nicotine left, but I'm out of bottles. So, I guess that's where we stop. I'm out of bottles. That's where we stop. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34. 34 bottles. Okay. Now, where else do we go from here? We go with PGVG. We go 21.9 to figure 22 PG, 25.5 VG. So 22 PG, 25 VG. 22 PG, 25 VG. 22 PG, 22 PG. 22. So 5, 10, 15, 20. So about to. We're going to run out of VG, people. Or PG. We're going to run out of PG, people. We're out of PG, people. So I'm going to have to pour this nicotine back into the kilter. These I messed up on and put too much PG in some of them. This doesn't have any PG at all in it. I'll have to deal with those. We're out of PG. Hang on a second here, folks. Okay, I was able to squeeze out 31 bottles out of the PG that I have left. I had to do a lot of finagling off camera and stuff. It was kind of a pain in the padded, but I got it. So we have PG and nicotine in all these bottles. There's 31 bottles there. Now we need to do we'll do VG last, so we can just pour it right in bottles. It'll be 25 milliliters in. We're going to do the flavoring next, and that's 9 milliliters of flavoring of whatever flavoring we're going to do. The bulk of it is going to be vanilla butternut. That is my hubby's favorite. And we're going to have to find somewhere else to get the vanilla butternut from, because where I used to get it from is My Freedom Smokes, and they are no longer in operation. So we're going to use up the last of this and stretch it as far as it will go. I'm going to do 9 milliliters per bottle. Okay, I poured it into this cup so it'll be easier to get. Oh, this isn't going to get you very far at all. We're going to go ahead and put the VG in this. And then cap them so we don't get the flavors mixed up. See how it looks? How it's discolored there? How it's starting to mix. It'll mix up real good. And this will darken up as you steep it. As you let it meld together real good, the flavors will steep. Some of them you really need to steep really well in order for it to mix real well and taste good. And other things, they taste really good right off the bat. It just depends. Okay. And we'll go and make the labels for those a little later. We'll just set these off to the side and remember that those are butternuts. Okay. Now we're going to make, we'll make, let's see how many lemons we can do. This is a 10 milliliter bottle. So we're only going to be able to make 1 lemon. We'll just go ahead and put, it says it's best done at 8 milliliter or 8%. So we'll do that. We'll put it at 8% instead of 15. We'll see what 18% does, what 8% does. It's 4.8 on this, on the flavor. 4.8. So we'll put 5. We can get the what you call off of it. And 5 in this one. And then on the strawberry, we'll do 5 in this one and 5 in the other one as well. Okay. And then the juicy fruits. Juicy fruits, we're going to go back to the 15. And that's at 9 milliliters. I smell juicy fruits all over my shirt, so yeah, that's going to be great. I smell juicy fruits all over my shirt, so I'm going to smell like juicy fruits all day. That's great. That's just great. Okay, now we're going to top off these here with VG. The ones we just filled with lemon, strawberry, and juicy fruits. I'll top them off with VG. And that's going to end our VG with this bottle. Not to worry, because I have a whole new bottle of VG that I haven't opened. Strawberry, juicy fruits, I think this is juicy fruits. Yeah, this is juicy fruits. Okay, now I really need to make some labels before I start getting things confused. So let me clean up this mess a little bit and make some labels, and I'll be back. Okay, on your labels, you're going to need to write some things. You're going to need to write the name of the flavoring. You're going to need to write the date that you made it, how many milligrams are in the juice as far as nicotine is concerned, and what is the PG-VG ratio. You can write any way you like. You can make it as fancy as you want. You can put stickers on it. You can put drawings on it. You can put anything you want. But I just make it plain and simple. These are butternut. The date, which is the 13th of 23 of 12. The milligrams is 6 milligrams. And it's 50-50 is the ratio PG-VG. You can make it as fancy as you want. You can make it as plain as you want. But I just put it plain and simple, what it is, and that's that. And then I take the label and you peel it off and you take your bottle and you put the label on and voila. I'll put a link down below to where I get these labels. I get them off of Amazon. I think I get 250 of them for like 20 bucks, I think. I can't remember exactly. I'll have to look it up. And it fits on the bottles just perfectly. On 60 milliliter bottles, it wraps right around perfectly, comes to a point, comes to the edge, and it's perfect for the label of the bottles. Absolutely perfect. So, and I use these labels for everything in my craft room, from labeling the drawers behind me, labeling on files and folders, labeling on my bottles for my EJuice, and I just stick it right on, and there you go. Works perfect. I'm actually starting to run a little low on my labels because I used it to organize all my crafting when Mom moved out. So I'm running a little shy on my labels, so I need to order me some more. There you go. You got your bottle labels on your bottles, and you're good to go. I don't label my juices because they're all the same, and the labels are already on them. But there you go. And we're going to mix up some more juice. Told you this would be a long one, people. Okay, we have more juice here to mix up. Now, since we've used the butternut all up, his next go-to is French vanilla, just plain French vanilla. So that's what we're going to mix these up as. I'm actually going to make one cotton candy. One or two. I'll probably make two. I use these two to make the cotton candy. I'll make cotton candy next. This is the just regular cotton candy. They have 2 or 3 different kinds of cotton candy. They did anyways from My Freedom Smokes, but My Freedom Smokes is no longer in operation, so you can't get this if you have wanted to. So I'm going to go with 9 milliliters. 9 milliliters of flavoring. There we go. Fill this up with PG. Oh, hello, we're dripping it all over the place. Now I'm going to need that special kind of cap. couple of quick labels here. I'm going to have to get some tape on this. Not sticking very well. Okay, the rest here we have 17 bottles. They are going to be French vanilla. We're going to go with 9 milliliters per bottle of the flavoring. This is French vanilla by My Flavor Apprentice. It's an excellent vanilla. It doesn't have that alcohol taste to it like some of them have. It's a nice mild vanilla flavor. Doesn't have that vanilla beanie taste. It's just a nice, well-rounded vanilla flavor. Some vanillas have like an alcohol taste to them. This one does not. A 500 milliliter bottle of flavoring, which will last you quite a while. It's $29.99 from the Flavor Jungle. I had just enough, but I also had one that I didn't open yet that I have on standby for next time. I have a whole bottle of it that I didn't open yet, but I had just enough to get through, so that's a good thing. Okay, now we're going to finish filling these up with BG. Okay, now we'll cap these. I'll be right back. Okay, I made all the labels for all the bottles of these 17 bottles. And we're going to go ahead and put the labels on. I put the labels on those so far. I'm just going to stick the labels on. $70 bottles of juice. We made 70 bottles of juice today. I'm going to edit this big time put a lot of it through time lapse because it's just monotonous filling juice bottles and stuff. But this is what we do. We do this about every 4 to 6 months, depending on how much juice we make. This will probably last us 6 months here. I go through a lot more juice than Jerry does. So, yeah, this will last us 6 months or so, easily. And I'll run a tally and put it on the video somewhere of how much everything costs for rundown. But I think I figured it out at one time. It was like $50 a month for juice and coils and everything that comes down to it. Because you have to get coils and you have to get batteries and mods and things. You have to replace your mods occasionally. And you need to get batteries for your mods. Sometimes if you have a battery operated mod that doesn't have a built-in battery, you need to get batteries for your mod things and coils and what have you and your juice and things. But it boils down to about $50 a month for vaping, as opposed to what was I smoking? I was like $300 or $400 a month in cigarettes. Yeah, so it's a big discount savings, and it's healthier for you. It's better for you in the long run, and everything else. My doctor said my lungs are of that of a non-smoker again, because I've been vaping for like 15 plus years. I'm one of the OGs. I was originally vaping when it first came out. So, yeah, I'm doing much better health-wise. I have COPD and asthma, but I'm not on any medications for my COPD and asthma anymore. I don't take inhalers anymore. I don't do breathing treatments anymore. I'm not even on any medications for my COPD or asthma like I used to be. And my lungs are doing great. So I have that vaping to thank for that. And I still get my nicotine that I need, that I'm addicted to, unfortunately. But, you know, it is what it is. I don't do recreational drugs. I don't drink alcohol. My addictions are pop, you know, like Pepsi Cola or Coke, Coca-Cola. And I smoke, I vape. So that's my two downfalls. And as long as I'm not doing anything other than that, I consider myself lucky. So, you know, it's a big deal. I'm addicted to caffeine and nicotine. So, you know, it is what it is. So everybody has their own problems. So I want to thank you for all stopping by my channel today and going through this with me. This is a long one, folks. I want to thank you for checking us out. I'll have links to the EJuice Me Up calculator. I'll have links to all the places where I got my nicotine, my PGVG, my flavorings, everything that was here today. The bottles I don't buy because I usually save them from when I get my juice. I just save the bottles, and that way I don't have to buy my bottles. You can get bottles anywhere on the internet. You can get them off of eBay. You can get them off of Amazon. You can get them off of just about anywhere. You can get bottles if you need bottles. So I just save my bottles and use them. So everybody have a great day. Take care of yourselves, and we'll catch you on the flip side. And hey, while you're already here, why not subscribe to the channel? Leave a comment down below and let me know how the channel's doing. Leave ideas for new crafty projects we can complete on the channel together. And I'm always open to constructive criticism. I'm always looking for ways to improve the channel, make it more fun, interesting, and entertaining for everybody. Click the like button below. That really helps my channel to grow and reach more audiences here on YouTube. Share the video on social media such as Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And click the notification bell below and select all so you know when I put out a video or go live. I want to thank each and every one of you for your overwhelming support. It means so much to me. I love doing videos for you guys and spending time with everybody. I consider you my extended family. And with all that being said, thank you so very much. You have a great day. Take care of yourselves. We'll catch you on the flip side.